recap video for the Indy Boat and Travel Show 2020. It was a good success, probably the best one that we had. Well, I know for sure it was the best show that we had at for the Indy Boat and Travel Show. We had, I've always nicknamed this show the comeback show, and when I say the comeback show is lots of people after the pitch has been given, they say, well, let us walk around and think about it and we'll come back. 99% of the time that never happens. But at this show, usually people say they're going to come back, they come back. But I will tell you that this crowd this year was totally different, and they do not come back. I think we only had 2, maybe 3 sales that came back. One thing that we did this year that was very helpful was that the little lead cards, I have a text messaging system that texts it from the hotel's number, and we send a thanks for visiting the Brook Point booth. Here is, if you forgot to buy one, here's a link. And I know for sure I had 2, but I think that there were 3 people that bought because when they got home, they got that text message. And so that obviously paid for itself big time. And it's kind of frustrating how many times I never did that, you know, how many other shows I never did that. So now we obviously have a new process that we can add when I'm putting all those leads in, scanning them in that day. Let's see, what else do we have? People count attendance was down for where we were at, about 3,000 people from the previous year, but our sales were up a couple. So that is really exciting. That our sales. No, it was up. We were up.
It was 50-50 when I looked.
Nope, we were up. So anyway, trying to think about what else that we saw. It was a good year. I'm excited that we showed. We're definitely going to go back to the Indy Boat and Travel Show again next year. I'm still not sure if we're going to do the Indy Home and Garden Show. The prices just keep going up to the point where it's just not sustainable. Now they want to charge for us to process a credit card for our payment just to do the show. And I just, that just drives me nuts. They're just very expensive shows. The cost is almost 3 times as much to be at the Indy Home and Garden Show versus the Indy Boat and Travel Show, and we make more money at the Indy Boat and Travel Show. So one could be said is like, well, why do you do that show? I don't know. That's why we haven't renewed our space for that show yet. So anyway, what else, Weston? Was there anything else that was... Weston helped sell the last 2 days of the show. Was there anything else that... Talked to a lot of people that enjoyed themselves. Nobody came up to the booth and said that they hated it. I think it's always amazing that within the first day, within usually the first couple of hours, I always have somebody come to the table that said that they didn't get a chance to use it. What do I do? And I'm like, you just go online or call the hotel and they can renew the certificate. And I'm just thinking to myself, you held on to this certificate all year, didn't use it, but then you're going to pay to get into the show and hunt and find me first just to find out what to do. It just seems like a big waste of money and time and energy on top of these. This show, Saturday, the first Saturday was horrible. The second Saturday was amazing. The first Saturday was horrible. I probably did 100 pitches and I got like 5 or 6 sales. That's horrible, and that never happens. My throat was exhausted. I was tired, and it's exhausting when you pitch constantly and you don't know if you always go into the sale thinking you're going to make it, and that just didn't happen several times. Obviously on that Saturday, I don't know what it was, but there was a lot of people that I talked to that they just didn't have any money. I probably would say that I talked to about 50 some odd people or couples that said that they had absolutely no money to buy something like that. Is it an excuse? Not really. I mean, I do profile a little bit for sure when I look at couples, and you can kind of tell based upon how people dress and things like that. And it wouldn't doubt me. I mean, lots of people said that they had like $20 in their checking account, and I'm like, why are you here? You shouldn't be at the show. But anyway, that's really what it. I think that was really the extent of it.
How some people came up to the booth and said, yeah, it was really good. And some people, I saw somebody who almost said no, but then somebody came up and said, it was really fun. And
bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that does help. Realistically, if people go into it with a good expectation that they are going to have a relaxing time, it's a good show, or it's a good package. If they go into it thinking that they're going to have all kinds of bells and whistles, you know, and it's going to be a 10-star hotel, it's not. And but we believe that the value that we provide by selling these certificates just to get people on property is really top notch. So, what else? Anything else? I think that was good. We got out of there. The show was over at 5 o'clock, and we were out the door at 5:38. So I think that was pretty good and on the road. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm done with those shows for a little while. And now I've got Fort Wayne Home Garden Show next, and then followed by the Michiana Home Show, and then I'm done with home shows for the year. Anything else?
Elkhart County Fair.
No, then the Elkhart County Fair, but that's like 6 months from now. So that's the update from the Ben and Weston Roadshow home. Thanks guys for watching. Have a good day.